here. This is Lucretia, Life of Lucretia. Got me some ice water. It's 82 degrees today. I'm just hanging out in this parking lot, downtown Eugene, waiting for hubby. And so I thought I would come and I would say hello, see if there's anybody out and about on the good old YouTube or internet elsewhere who might like to come and have a little hello. How you doing today? It says here, welcome to chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Now that sounds reasonable. And for me, see, I don't go live with YouTube. I'm curious about some of these buttons. At least, what's it say? Highlight saved to your channel. Oh, boondocking with Boomer. Oh wow, hello Lance. Hello Bud Files. I was just saying I don't usually use I don't usually go live with YouTube. Straight from YouTube. I use StreamYard. But I thought I would give it a try. Just sitting here in a parking lot in downtown Eugene, hanging out, waiting for Richard. He's at a dental appointment. This is just a very, just a parking lot. I'm just in a parking lot. I'm me in a parking lot. I have on my cute little donkey shirt. I love this donkey. I wish I could have a real life donkey. I would love a donkey. I would be a good donkey mom. I really would. I'd be a good donkey mom. So what's happening in your end of the internet? How is things going for you two? Or you all? For y'all? Oh, I've already lost one. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it. A donkey mom. Yep. That would be a great dog. I love animals. First and foremost, my experience is most animals are almost always better than humans. I don't even know what to say about that other than I love animals. I love especially dogs. And I used to be really mostly a big dog lover. Okay, a poodle gave me a bad taste in my mouth as a child for smaller dogs. But so I love big dogs. And then we inherited Patty Cake, our beagle, and we inherited her. We had her for 5 years, and then she passed. She passed at 21. One of them says she's 22, but I think she was 21. But I fell in love with beagle eyes. How beagle eyes just kind of stick out. They're not flush. I don't know how to explain it. If you know what a beagle looks like, you know. And so I found myself, I looked, and there was a beagle rescue and her brother. We just missed getting her brother, but I got her. And so we rescued her. She wasn't coming, I don't think she came from a horrible situation, but she came from a situation where her dog dad had to go into a nursing home. And she was 4 years old, and she was taken from on the coast in Oregon to kind of in the mountains between the coast and the valley, which is Interstate 5. And we found her. And I was when I saw these beagles were up for adoption, I was so excited. And we went and we found her and we brought her home. She could care less about me, but she's highly in love with Richard. She loves him. So all I'm seeing, I know it shows 9. So welcome. I'd love to see some fun. If you could give me a thumbs up, I'd be extremely happy. For some reason, the YouTube gods love that thumbs up. But I just see Boondocking with Boomer and Bud Files. So I don't know who else might be in here. Let me see if I can move that. I can't move it around. I only see 2 names at the bottom. So again, I've only used YouTube to go live from a couple times, and I don't know if there's a place where I can go to separate from what's on screen to see comments, but I only see the there we go. D. Derringer. When God was drawing the line between human and animals, the dog quickly jumped over and sat by the human. OMG. That is so true. That is so true. I just love them. I love dogs. I love beagles. I love pit bulls. I do. I love pit bulls. I had a beautiful experience with my nephew's pit bull. Loki was one of the loves of my life. ES, hello, darling. Well, hello to you, ES. I'm so happy you're here. I don't know who you are, but hello. I had just a beautiful experience with Loki, and he wasn't the one pit bull that I think most people think about. He was a different type of pit bull, So, anyways, I have to go get ice cream, but I will be back. You go get ice cream, Lance, and if you have what's called world-class chocolate or gold medal ribbon from 31's Flavors, those are my two favorite in the whole world. So yeah, I had great experience with him. Loki would come, and I had just had a back surgery, and they were living with us, him and his wife, for a short time. And Loki would come, and he would get in bed next to me while I was in recovery from that back surgery, and he would just cuddle with me. And he loved little Patty Lake, our beagle. They were best of friends, and she was the big dog on the block. Patty was the best of Patty and Loki, and they're both in heaven now. So we lost Loki not long after Patty, and so they're and they used to escape when they lived in this little small town. And before my nephew moved in with us, they lived somewhere else in a small town not far from where I live. And when they would go to work, they'd come home and the dogs would be gone, and Patty would always find a way to get them out. She'd explain to Loki, okay, Loki, you need to stand here and let me get on your back, and I will hop over the fence and I'll unlock, something like that. I mean, I just know that's how smart these dogs were. And then everybody in this little small town knew these dogs, and they just roamed around together. Patty the beagle and Loki the pit bull. And they just roamed around, and they had a great time. D. Derringer, let's see, is cappuccino chocolate chunk. Well, that sounds good too. Francesco, hi from Italy. Well, hello. I hope Italy's doing well. RV Ashes in April. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm so glad that you're here. Better espresso. I'll tell you what, I like the smell of coffee much better than I like the flavor. Now, I don't know if anybody else is with me on that. I could just stand there and sniff coffee as it's brewing and just love it. But let me see if I can flip this up. Nope, can't flip it up yet. It's a little bit too dark or light. So, and I drink coffee. I don't know why I drink coffee, but I do. And I don't even always like half and half in it. I don't like the smell or the flavor of coffee. Margie, I have one sister, so I have 5 sisters. 2 are passed now, but I have 5 sisters. And I think my little sister, I don't think she liked it till she was older. Priscilla, if you're on here, you could clear that up. But I know there's somebody I know who did not start drinking coffee till they were much older, and I think it just became, I don't know how they picked it up. They said they didn't really care for it, but I do like tea as well. I like many teas. I actually love iced coffee, so I can drink stronger iced coffee than I can hot coffee. Weird. But I've always been a little odd. Feeling really good today, pretty good today. It took me a while to be able to get my pain under control and get around, but I have a method. I have a method to what I have to do in order to make it happen. I'm pretty sure that by my age, if I would have liked it by now, yeah, I think so. I agree. I started drinking coffee when I was in my early 20s and I got sober. And where I got sober and I went to learn how to not drink again, there was a lot of coffee served. And I just got a cup of coffee. I just got a cup of coffee and I've just been drinking coffee since then. And again, never really liked it, but I just kept drinking it. D. Derringer. Lucretia, you look great. Keep on keeping on. Have to leave now. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming by. And thank you very much. To see you again. So check this out. All right. So our son-in-law bought a hot tub. And in that hot tub, it feels great. Yes. I mean, I haven't even been in it every day or anything, even remotely every day. But here's what I did last night. And I was the only person in the hot tub. So it was later in the evening. And we had been gone all afternoon to our nephew's who lives remotely. He lives off grid on a ranch, just like 15 minutes from my house. And we went up there and we took some food that I was going to make for dinner at our house. And I thought, well, we're going to go visit them. So I may as well just take the dinner. And Peggy made it, my nephew's wife. So, and thank you, Peggy, if you're listening. So anyway, we watched a movie with them. You know, they know how to live off grid. We came home and the hot tub just looked too good and I just got in it. Well, you know, I've had both knees replaced about 5 years ago, between 4 and 5 years ago. And you're not really supposed to even get on your knees once you have your knees replaced. You're not supposed to. And not to mention, I have to keep moving because there is too much light on that side of my car. So I'm kind of bending over to my right. So last night, I just got on the bottom of the hot tub and got on my knees in the bottom of the hot tub. And I just sat back very slowly so I didn't pull anything. God knows we do not want anything else to happen to me. And so gently and slowly, I sat back on my haunches, basically is what I would call it, and no pain in any of my tendons, you know, the outside of the knees where the tendons and muscles are, or the inside. I was very cognizant of any pain that might happen. It felt really good, as a matter of fact. And so I'm going to use that hot tub I'm going to use it as a recovery way somehow, not just to go sit in and feel comfortable. And so I did some other things. I did some stretching. I did some stretching, and that felt great. As a matter of fact, the stretching felt really, really good. And so I'm going to keep doing that, and I'm going to get a couple of light weights, like 2-pound or 3-pound weights, to use in there and get that fly almost went in my mouth. Oh my. And I will put the weights on my ankles before I go in, and that way I can do leg exercises in the hot tub without feeling any pain. Now, does that seem like a good idea? I think it seems like a really good idea. But I have been wrong at least a couple of times in my life. Okay, I got to find something to swat at this fly with. Because, I mean, it really keeps trying to get in my mouth, and that is not a place for a fly. All right. So, I'll tell you how I'm making this happen today with the live stream. I have got Subaru. Well, it says Subaru Starlink, but it's Subaru. It's AT&T. AT&T for my car, and so I can. It has internet. 18. That fly. I got something for it. Come on again near me. It's really interesting because it's very. Oh, man. All right, the window's coming down. Excuse if you hear any sound outside. I'm just hoping that that fly will go where it belongs, somewhere else. Bella A, or Bella. Oh, well, thank you so much, Bella. I appreciate that. Am I saying it right, Bella A, or is it just Bella? And I love the name Bella. Who does not love the name Bella? So, I forgot. So I'm going to get weights and I'm going to use them in the hot tub in order to do some leg exercises, you know. Roll that window back up. So anyways, I got the, it's just Bella. Okay. All right, Bella. Beautiful name. So I think that's a good idea. Anyways, I have this internet now, so I can theoretically go live or do anything I want from anywhere as long as there's apparently. I'm not sure how the AT&T works, to be honest with you. I wish I had more information on it, but I don't. I just know now that I have internet in my car because the connection with my phone really sucks. So here, have you, so I was on, trying to think of the name of it. I was on a particular phone plan for low-income people, and it was coming to an end, and it said I had to switch to something else. I switched, and I knew I switched because it said once I made the switch, I had to call this phone number and confirm that I'd done everything I was supposed to do. So that's what I did, and I believed that I had taken care of it. So a couple of I think it was Thursday. It was Thursday. I'm trying to call somebody. It says I have no network. Well, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'd love. Oh, there's my son-in-law. Hey, Josh, how you doing? I was just telling him how I'm going to use the hot tub to exercise. I'm going to get some exercise weights for my ankles so that I can do some exercise with my legs. Because last night, I'll tell you, so I already said this on here, but last night, which I cannot do, I got on my knees at the very bottom of the hot tub, you know, where that big circle is, and I was able to sit back like on my haunches, just sit back like I was 15 years old, and no pain. So, thank you for the hot tub. I think it's going to help my knees. Yes, that'd be fantastic. Yep, it would be. All right, so back to the internet. So I now have internet in the car, and that is going to be, I know that's going to be very useful because we're planning. I don't know. I have to kind of work around my son and son-in-law as well, because if y'all could give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. It helps with my it helps with the algorithm, helps them push people to me. Say hello, Lucretia. So I want to go on a drive. I want to go on a drive east, just a day drive, and I want to go kind of check out where the fires are. And of course, they won't let people go past where it's safe, and I wouldn't do that anyways. But just to get a little a handle on it, we're not suffering any of the smoke here. The fires I live on the west side of the Cascade Range. Runs north and south between Canada and Mexico, I think. I don't know. Josh, do you know if how far down the Cascades go? The Cascades go ways. So I think they stop in California maybe. Or they hook up and they become something else. And we live on the west side. 95%, 98% of the fires are almost always on the east side of the Cascades. Okay, so right now, yes, ma'am, Margie, sitting in this particular car, this Subaru, it is I always get this, I think it's a Forester. I don't think it's an Outback, it's a Forester. And it has the sport seats, and they're harder. And so, when I'm in this car, I feel my pain is like 1 or 0, between 0 and 1, depending on how far I drive. Cascades are from Northern California to Canada. All right, thank you, dear. And so, I feel really good when I'm sitting in this car. Now, once I'm out and I'm walking, once I'm upright, Margie, it's constant pain. Now, it's not a 10 necessarily. It's I am at let's just call it a resting pain rate of about between 5 and 7 without, being in just the right place. And I'm grateful, but I'm grateful that that I can get up and I can get around and I can go do some things. I have my walker with me in the back. I have a walker with me at all times. I could never go walking around here without it safely. It's just what has happened and the way it is. Camp Goer 1, hey, well, thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that. I was able to get up and get a shower today. And I have on my donkey shirt. Look at that donkey. Is this not the cutest donkey you ever saw? I said earlier, I really wish I could have a donkey. A miniature donkey and miniature goats. Have you seen miniature goats in action? We went to Wildlife Safari for my birthday last year, my son and I, and they have one area that's miniature goats. And there's a donkey, and the donkey is ornery. It's not I can't remember if it's miniature donkey or not. I need to go back because we went when it was raining, and it was tough. I'll be honest. I did videos about it, but I'm trying to kill a fly. I've rolled down my windows. I'll try it again. Hopefully the fly will fly away. But the donkey was really cute, but he was a troublemaker. And the little goats, OMG. I honestly tell you what, I love miniature goats. I always have, but they're so cute and they just jump everywhere and they're just adorable. They're adorable. So what's happening in your neck of the woods? Anything fun? Is anybody planning any trips coming up? Oh yes, Oatman. Yes, I have not been to Oatman, but it is a bucket list. Now, let me give you guys a little bit of information. The reason I went to my nephew's yesterday, we went to the Wild Animal Park, and they had signs up, do not feed the donkeys, while driving through and tried to eat my side mirror. Oh, I imagine. So at Wildlife Safari, that part where the donkey was and where the miniature goats are, you could buy handfuls of food to feed to them. And but no, the rest of the drive-through, no, because it was lions, tigers. Now they were in their own very large caged-in areas. Rhinoceros. I actually think the rhinoceros were not behind a cage. They were roaming around, but they were eating when we went through. Oatman is very cool. So that's what I've heard. Every time I love watching videos of Oatman, but I never got to go when we were in Arizona. And next trip we will go. I've got to go. So there's a few of you in here who kind of know our story. So the reason we went to my nephew's yesterday is because he has a 30-foot travel trailer with a giant slide out, and I am fairly certain we are going to as Blind Maid Production. Oh, Alfonso, hello, Alfonso. I am having a blessed day, and I hope you are too. I hope everybody is. So we went up to the ranch and spent some time there, walked through it. I mean, I knew they had it. I knew they had it. It's just been sitting there. I'm fairly certain what we're going to do is do the work that needs to be done on our Class C, sell the Class C, and use that money to get a truck. And we are going to pull. We're going to get used the other one. I'm telling you, the difference is night and day. Now, Richard and I, in theory, could live in our little Class C, 24, 25-foot Class C. And we did it for 7 weeks. We only had one argument, and that was at the very end, like the last few days, when we were actually having trouble getting out of there. I can't remember what was the problem, but I was ready to go. We needed to go. There were some doctor appointments coming up, and I was first argument we had. And, we don't even have a couch in ours. We have a buffet. We have a table and the two, what are they called, Linda? The scooch in. And then we had our beds, and we had our driver's seat, our seats and whatnot. But we did not have a single fight until that very last couple of days. We had an argument then. Yeah, the bench seats. And so this is huge. It's 14, when you put the slide all the way out, it's 14 to 16 feet across. The whole living area. There's no couch in it, so we could pick out what we want to go in there. That's already got laminate flooring, no table in it. There's also, check this out, there is so when you go in the front door, off to the left is the kitchen, and then right past the kitchen is the what are they called? Bunks. There's a bunk bed up there. That bunk comes out, and that is a small office. I'd like to buy something different too. So I was shocked. So we went in there, and we could either turn that into a small office or into a very nice, storage area. But truthfully, I would use it as an office. I wouldn't be able to stand up in it, but I'd be sitting in a chair. So what's the point? Yeah, but you had fallen and weren't feeling well and really needed to get home. Yes. That's true. That's true. We needed to get home. I needed attention. Richard needed attention. I hurt my shoulder there. I hurt my shoulder. That's what really, got injured, Margie. And my shoulder, as it turns out, I know I've said this, I need a whole new shoulder. That wasn't caused from the fall. But once I got home and I got all of the tests done and I had all the x-rays of my shoulder, we discovered my shoulder's completely shot, my left shoulder, which we can't really understand because I'm right-handed. I'm very right-handed, as a matter of fact. I am not remotely ambidextrous. So what caused this to go out? Probably, How much do you think I can get for the RV? I don't know yet. I know that it runs extremely well. I have no qualms about driving that RV back to Quartzsite. I would drive that RV back to I'd drive it pretty much anywhere. I need to look and see what the market is. So that's how much you're going to get for it, is what the market rate. You may have an RV that's worth, $50,000, but if the market only says it's worth $35,000, the market being the people who have the cash to buy it, then that's what it's worth. So I need to see what they're selling for before I make any decisions. I just put $100 in the front end. What you have to have done to it before, so we probably would do an oil change on it, maybe have the AC, I don't know. Everything just seems so good. Everything seems so good. I don't even know what I would do, but some normal things. I believe several $1,000s, under 10, of course. I'm thinking between 6 and 8, to be honest. If I do everything that needs done, it doesn't have to be painted. It's still, the paint is fine on it. I was going to paint it for my own, kind of my own particular like. We actually still have the color. Will you take checks from the Bank of Heaven for your RV? I would like to buy it. Oh, for my portable studio. I wish I could. But, my bank says, I think most bankers do not belong to heaven. No, I'm teasing. Shouldn't say that, because I'm sure there's some really good bankers. But my idea, yeah, that's cute. That's very sweet. I wish we could. Ask higher, at least 10 or 11. That you talk like Richard. That's what Richard and my nephew. But my nephew gets really good deals. Whatever he does, he gets good deals. He's the person I'm going to have help me find a truck when we look for truck. I have some ideas. It's going to be an older used truck, but I could promise between my nephew and Richard's knowledge, we'll be able to get something that's safe, because people want it for nothing. Yes, that's true. 100% true. So I had a 2005. If you don't know someone that can change the oil, keep in mind that Walmart is a good option. Oh no, we got that. We'll probably have Walmart do it. It's just a van, okay? There are certain sizes of these I know that some shops will not work on because of the weight, and I understand that. But ours is 24 or 25 feet. It's compression test on any truck that's. Get a compression test on any truck that's used. Yeah, I have a hair of a bit of that experience. Let me see. I'm trying to get away from the light. I guess that's not too bad. Yeah, I know. And William, my nephew, and Richard both are. William has rebuilt so many motors now. He learned out of necessity. My nephew learned because he had to learn. Eldorados are 26, I believe. Mine is okay. All right. Well, it might be 26 then. But it's not big. It's not giant, and so it's small enough that so I think most shops will. Ever since I took my shower today, my right ear. It's got water in it, because every time I feel like I have to burp or something, I have a sharp pain in my ear. They're small enough that they can go. When we were in Quartzsite and we had to have them do something on the, they had to put it up, and they were able to. So that's just a little peek, sneak peek. It needs some stuff done to it inside, but it's complete. It is livable. If somebody needed, I know what needs done. So one of he got it, how my nephew got it was that do they have Purcell there? No, they don't. We don't. I've never heard of Purcell. Is a tree had fallen on this RV. The my nephew has, and anyway, somehow he ended up with it, and I wish I could think of the name. Purcell Tire. No, we don't have a Purcell Tire here. We have Goodyear, a Goodyear shop here. We have many different types of tire shops here, but it does need a new roof. Okay, the one half of it, the right hand side, you can't really see it from the outside, but definitely they know it has to be changed. The new roof is about $500. A new roof is about $500, and we know that it's been priced. It's been priced already. So at Walmart had a bay door that was tall enough for us for it to fit ours. And yours is bigger than ours is, Margie. They have a oil pit, so yeah, didn't have to raise it up. Yeah, that I like. So we have a couple different places like that here who have the oil pits, and so yeah, depending on what the price is. Goodyear is a division of Purcell. All right. So is Purcell a good tire? So my nephew and niece-in-law, they live half of getting to their house where they live up in the Colbert Hills is 1.5 miles rock road. Rocky, bumpy. Purcell works on big rigs. Okay, all right. Well, that then my suspicion is that's a good tire. So 1.5 miles of bumpy, bad road. It's a bad road, and they have SUVs, like big SUVs, constantly having to get a new tire. I mean, sometimes 2 tires a week. And they're getting, they're supposedly good tires. And I said, you ought to look at what the RVs who go off grid, live off grid, and, tend to go back as far as they can, what kind of tires those are. Because something's not right about what's happening with your tire situation. Now, they don't have to buy them brand new because they have warranty on them. And so they pay $40, 10 ply, okay? 10 ply. They pay $40 for this warranty every time, but it seems like a racket, like something's not right about it. Our roof is fiberglass. We just had it replaced. $14,000, thank goodness. Oh, wow. That is a lot of money. So my nephew is capable of replacing the roof, completely capable, and maybe by then, hello, there's 8 people in here. If you could give me a thumbs up, I'd so appreciate it. It does help with the algorithm matrix that very few people understand. I don't even know if it's real, to be honest, but they say it's real, so I take its word for it. So, anyway, oh yeah, William is quite capable of doing, it has to be done before fall. So he can get the whole package delivered to his house for between $400 and $500. Everything. It all comes in a package. And then he went and he talked to an RV dealer that's nearby, because Camping World is, as a crow flies, 1.5 miles from him, or a mile. But he would not do this through Camping World. Everybody knows their prices are, it's a rubber roof. Is it a rubber roof? It has I'm trying to think of the exact word William used. Peggy, if you're on here, you could chime in and tell us. I don't remember, but it's something like that, Margie. But he does have to put wood. You know, he has to replace the wood that's there. And so anyways, that's separate. That would be about $180 separately. Ours is not leaking. No, ours is not leaking. That one has had one small leak. They've got that taken care of, but the roof itself, it's damaged and it has to be replaced. So that's what he would do. But anyways, he talked to this place, this RV repair place that's in the same neighborhood as Camping World. And they said they could probably replace it for less than what he was going to replace it for, because they get everything in bulk, big bulk. So he's going to have to hook it up, drive it down that bumpy road again to this place that's just, so I think most of you know what Interstate 5 is. He lives on the east side of Interstate 5 in the Coburg Hills. And Camping World near Eugene in the little town of Coburg is on the west side of I-5. And this other little camper place that repairs is near them. It's sad because I really liked my Toyota. You know what? I've heard other people who really did like their Toyota campers. I know. So Richard and I, one of the things we're looking at this for, and the reason we're looking at it, is the possibility of living in it at some point. It's a possibility that we would need to. Right, the bumpy roads, and it's a private road, and they do put gravel. There's two different owners on the road that put gravel on it and grade it. One guy who owns equipment, he grades it every once in a while, but if he's gone from his property there for any length of time, the road goes to crud. So he'll just need to drive it back down that 1.5 mile road and across the freeway. It's literally just a mile across the freeway. It's so funny. You can see Interstate 5 from their property. This is the initial property where he lives is 2,000 acres. It used to be a working ranch. And back when our son, who's now 34, was about 7 or 8, he and Richard went on a horse ride up in the Coburg Hills from that ranch. Unfortunately, the owner didn't live there, and he had, it was ran by this cowboy, and they started cooking methamphetamine and selling it from the ranch. It's horrific what was allowed to happen to that ranch. It was wonderful, beautiful, historic piece of property. And so now it's whittled down to the last. My nephew caretakes the last 200 original acres of the ranch. And they have 6 or 7 horses on it themselves. Can't pour one. RBA. Have a great night. It was good seeing you. Well, it was good seeing you too, Margie. See you down the road. You have a great evening. And tell Jeff hello from Burning Up the Roads. I'll always love that little name. I love that name. I love that name. I just did. I still do. Someday I can get it. Someday it can be that awesome again. Yes, Josh, it could be that awesome again, but the owner doesn't want it to be awesome again. He just doesn't. It's going to take a different owner. This guy that owns it is 80 years old. He's not the original owner, but he is from the family of the original owner. But he's not a cowboy. He's an investor. And he's a criminal in my belief and in my world of values. He's straight up a criminal. And I can't stand the owner. He just won't do improvements that will make it easier for them or the animals that are there. Yeah, Josh, a criminal. So, oh, I was telling a story about my phone earlier. So, my phone that I'm on right now, I ended up with no phone. I've learned it. Bottom line is, I ended up with no phone number. I was having a really horrible day last week on Wednesday, and I was in bed. I slept through the day. It was a bad day, and exceedingly stupid given the unquantifiable value of his property. Yes, Josh, I know. I'll never really understand it. I just won't. Other than he has no emotional attachment to that property. I'm emotionally attached to it, and it ain't my property. So I ended up with no phone number. And I have a new phone number now. And thank you to my wonderful son, Alexander, who I was able to encourage to make the switch over for me. I got my new SIM card today, and he could put up a Six Flags Coburg there. Yes. And you would think that someone like him would be interested in making billions. So I got the phone thing taken care of today thanks to Brent, Josh. He grudgingly helped me out. You know, I'm not tech. I could do it. Okay, I could do it. But I needed to get around to be able to come today with Richard, and it's just how it was. I needed his help. He's an IT wizard, he is. Yes, he is. And I'm on the internet from the car, Josh. The internet the AT&T internet that I bought for the car, that's all I'm using right now. And does it seem to be doing well? Is it breaking up or anything like that? Because I'm very glad I did it. So sometime this week, lost you video. I'm back. Oh, okay. It's good. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. It's tight. Perfect stream here. Great. I'm glad to hear that. So it's AT&T through Subaru. Subaru AT&T. It says actually that it's Starlink, but I don't believe this is Starlink. It's AT&T. I should have asked him what it is, but why ask? You know, why know the specifics if it just works? I keep my head on a swivel. You know, I'm in a fairly active, you know, we're in downtown, not in downtown, we're at 15th. 8th is the middle of town, downtown. How much a month? It's $25 a month. And then the other thing that I got for the car, which is the Subaru, it's Subaru, I tell you, Josh, the Subaru thing, we could start the car from in the house. We could find the car if it ever gets stolen. We could unlock the car if I ever lock us out, which I don't know how that could happen because it's a keyless entry, but so Camp Gore One, it is $25 a month for the internet in the car. I know it's a little bit expensive, but one of the reasons that I got these two things, I got the Subaru coverage on this car, the Subaru whatever. I was going to see the Subaru. See, this says Subaru Starlink, but it's not Starlink. Subaru has coverage on this car that you can option to get that does everything but tap dance. And that's what I wanted because as the main driver of this car, I feel. Here's another manual on Starlink. Look how thick that is, but it's not. It's not Starlink. But anyways, this is Subaru. What Subaru? It's the extended Subaru protection for. I wish I could think of how to put it into words. I don't know, Josh, how to explain it. No, we did not have to install a gadget. The gadget's installed. It's a 2020. So whatever the gadget is, and I know what you're talking about, Linda, it's been installed. It was pre-installed on my, or, you know, in this car somewhere. I don't know where. It's the sunlight that I'm trying to stay away from. So I just bend a little more to the right, move a little more to the right. So anyways, it makes me feel safer. And I feel very, I have a lot of fears these days about vulnerability that I never had. That's why I have protection sitting on my seat right beside me. And that's why I make sure doors are locked. I just feel like I can't move quickly any longer. It's very consistent. I want to see it when you are rolling on the road. Okay. I'll just keep the live stream rolling until we get home. And so I have I have fears that I never had, even 5 years ago. I could move. I could still move. I can no longer run. I physically can't run, and I don't know, something with the nerves in my legs has happened that's made it so I can literally physically don't have the capacity to run. And I don't understand it, but I have damage to my legs. There's times when it feels like I'm not going to be able to walk another step, literally not going to be able to move my legs one more step. And so that's a real fear. Is that oh boy. So anyways, I like feeling and knowing I'm protected in lots of different ways, lots of different situations. So the my Subaru, okay, so I have concierge service. That, try to say those two words fast. I have concierge service available to me. So this is like OnStar. I could push this little green button and I could talk to somebody about something, anything. I don't know the weather or what the weather is like north on, or where is the best restaurant for Italian food in Eugene. Living my best life at 60. Well, hello, living your best. I know who you are. I do know. I'm sorry, I can't remember your first name. I think it's Susan. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am. So I have concierge service, roadside assistance, and I have expanded roadside assistance, so they'll go, I think, 200 miles if necessary. I can make an appointment for the vehicle. Oh, dang it, I just touched it. And it's connecting to the server. Oops. When it comes on, I'll just say, so sorry. Children should not be playing with these. These are real tools. Do not let children near them. Loading. Dang it. Uh-oh. Call Starlink customer care. Nope, now I'm just going to hit that. X. I'm going to X out of there. Or go back to home. Okay. And then the other thing that it has, okay, so I can make an appointment if the car needs to be Echo. Where did I get Susan from? Well, welcome, Echo. Thank you for coming. By the way, if you are a channel that does content, could you please put a C? And Linda, Campgoer One, you are a moderator for me. Do you mind dropping a link for RV Ashes in April, even though they're gone? And if you are a content creator, if you want to drop a C, and if Linda, you would be so kind as to drop their links for me. Echo has a very interesting channel. One of the things they do is games. I have to tell you, I I've thought of doing a game too, Echo, but I really think I just do not know which one to do. There's just so many things. So Echo, one of the things that on their channel that her and her husband do is they do games. I can't think of the name of the games, but there's a couple different ones. So anyways, yeah. Camp Gore One has a channel as well. And if he's still on here, so does, I just want to backtrack. Oh, Alfonso. Alfonso, if you're still on here, could you put a thumbs up? And Linda can drop your link. Alfonso has a link or a channel as well. And by the way, Alfonso is one of the sweetest people on there. Margie's channel, RV Ashes in April. So we are looking at this RV, you know, changing the way we travel to living my best life at 60. Did you already do that? Because it's in blue and I can't tell. Even up close, I can't really tell. So just Margie's living my best life at 60. Yours. And I don't think that Alfonso's still on here. So that's it, Linda. Thank you. Let's see if I can move this yet. No. All right, we'll just have to stick right there. So we'd be traveling differently, but in theory, we could very comfortably live in that RV somewhere, whether it was in a park or it was on the side of a river. I mean, it could be lived in without feeling like we're on top of each other, or we didn't have a kind of a separation area. Honestly, I believe that it's just the glitch is being able to, on an extremely limited budget of under $10,000, being able to buy a truck. My thought, now Linda, tell me what you think. I think we should find a van, like a Ram van of some sort. I don't mean one of the new ones. I mean one and a heavy duty Ram van or Ford van, something that we could use in order to use that as a for extra storage. Use it for, have a big engine in it, because I understand. I do too, Linda. I really think the van idea is a good idea. It could be the garage, you know, where tools are kept and all that kind of good stuff. Extra toilet paper, extra paper towels. I mean, I'm just talking. Or let's say it had to be worked on and it had to be kept overnight someplace and we couldn't stay there. We could sleep in our van. You know, I mean, it's just, there's a couple things that could be used for. Journey 1981 tour bus, like a Dave next door. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dave's got a nice, it couldn't belong to a nastier person either. Well, I just said Dodge van. I'm just saying tranny problems, huh? I like Ford too. If I could just go buy a vehicle right now, it would be a Ford F1 or 250, probably. It even says Journey on the back. I know. He's such a, I have to be nice on here, Josh. Don't drag me off into the weeds. Because you know where I go. Our next door neighbor, who has been a next door neighbor of my family for a long time, 30 years, is a not nice kid. Well, he's a little young. He's about mine and Richard's age, like mid-60s, he's probably early 60s. Boar's Head. Oh, I just saw the word Boar's Head. Have you had Boar's Head cheese? It is so delicious. Anyways, he's a not nice person. Let me just say, he's a not nice person. And I can be a not nice person. And so I work really hard at not having to go into that place with him. But Brent has been there with him. Richard has been there with him. He does not want to have me do that face to face, is all I can say. And I don't say it with pride. Trust me. It's an ugly side of me. But he's an a-hole to the core. And he's not nice. He's for now I can't go into it. It's just too frustrating. Talking about a next door neighbor that I literally have lived next to for 30 years. He bought the house he lives in right next to my parents' house, which is where I live. He bought it. Our neighbor had died. And one of my parents' best friends, he was very old. He was in his 90s, and he passed. My dad actually found him because he wasn't answering his door and he wasn't answering the phone, and my dad crawled through a window. My dad was still young enough to do that, and found Mickey passed. And so, anyways, the house was bought by this young man, and he, he's not now a young man either. Just a hateful, unhappy person, in my opinion. I'm going to say my experience with human beings is he's an unhappy human being. And, he's got money. He's got it. He's got nice, everything nice. And that's fine. Not everybody has the luxury of a couple things that I know he had. And so, to get that. But thanks a lot, Josh. Yep. He's better AF. All right, so I've got my Subaru, but I've got Subaru Starlink or something like it from AT&T. So to him. And I've got Subaru coverage for us, Josh, on this car, that anything inside this car happens, and if we get locked out, at least we can get back in. So what I was going to say earlier is, yep. Oh man. My mother. So I got my temperament from my mother. And let me paint you just a little tiny picture of my mom. She was about 5'1", and I think I've said she died from COPD. She was on oxygen 24/7 the last 15 years of her life. And one time she thought, and it was true, that another neighbor was being mean to this lady who lived right across the street from us. They bought their house at the same time my parents bought our house, or built our house. And when so my mom really liked this neighbor lady across the street. They were night and day apart in personality, but my mom felt very protective of her because my mom was an outgoing, vivacious person. And Shirley was not like that. Very quiet and demure, knitted, crocheted, beautiful lady. Could run around the yard in a bikini in her 40s and 50s. Beautiful woman, but really subdued personality-wise. Well, my mom found out that another neighbor was being mean to her and her family and causing them a lot of problems. And so here is my mom, a little 5'1" of her, in her, what are those gowns called that women used to wear all the time? All day, like anyways, it zipped up and it went down to her knees, and she was very short. Um, Shirley equals the best. Yes, at times she could be. So here goes my mom. She undoes her oxygen hose from the oxygen tank and she wraps it up in her hand like brass knuckles. Brass knuckles Betty. Well, the boys on the street used to call her NASCAR Betty because she had a very fast Pontiac Catalina with these what are called California glass packs that are loud mufflers. And the car had a big 400 something engine. Anyways, she would always romp on it when she left the driveway. And they always called her NASCAR Betty. Moo. Yes. So here goes my mom and her moo and those little her feet went in these little slippers that just were super thin, just slipped her feet in. Her oxygen hose wrapped up as brass knuckles, and she goes down in the middle of the street with this neighbor she thought was being mean to Shirley. She was waiting for him when he went to get his mail, and when he did, that's when she got herself all ready to go. And here she's down here, nose to nose with this man with her oxygen thing, trying to hit him with it. And I'm dragging her off of him, and he looks scared. He's a 35, 40-year-old man at the time, scared of this 60-year-old lady who was literally on her deathbed. But that's how she was till the day she died, literally. Yes, the vision, very clear. I'll put a picture of my mom up sometime. She was a tiger. My mother was a tiger. Now, what I believe, well, Josh, yeah, my mom did not meet a stranger. I grew up more like a traditional Mexican family than a traditional white family, because of how my mother was raised in the, alcoholic dad, in the fields of California and Arizona, picking vegetables and fruit and living that manner of life. And so I grew up with a big tent family. Everybody was family. There really weren't, she loved people. She loved them completely. Now, if she thought you needed to die, then that was equally within her reliability to make sure to try and have happen. She tried running over one of my brother-in-laws, Josh, Jenny and William's dad, alcoholic, bad man. If it were not for this barrier, my mom would have mashed him into a wall. Priscilla was in the car trying to stop her, but yeah, no, my mom, there were two feelings. There was love and hate. And that stuff in between, she wasn't extremely comfortable with. She didn't know what to do with calm. That's what the 40 milligrams of Valium a day was to try and calm her down. Lucretius Quinceanera was something else. Oh yeah, yep. So I blame my mom, Josh. Blame my mom for any issues that came after me as well. I just saw a button on this car I've never seen before. It says trip reset. Oh, good Lord. I can't believe I've never seen that. Well, it's been an hour and 9 minutes. Richie Rich should be coming out pretty soon. I know he's having his teeth cleaned. I'm thinking maybe we'll stop at the park and go for a walk. I walked over 3,000 steps yesterday. I love my Fitbit. I'm in love with Fitbit. I love having Fitbit. Oops, I forgot to unlock it. I can wear it I can lock it and wear it in the shower, in the hot tub, wherever. It doesn't matter. Trip reset dispenses psychedelic through the vents. I set it up just for you. Well, Josh, thank you so much. Yeah, 3,000 steps yesterday. I'm averaging 2,000 a day, but yesterday I went to the ranch. There was extra steps, just for many reasons. And I'm thinking today, like right now, let's see, how many am I at right now? I'm at 1,893, so I'm almost at 2,000 steps. There's no reason I will not be able to do another 1,000 steps between now and when I go to bed. And so, with my walker, and I'm feeling good enough today, I'll be fine. You do great steps for how your spine and legs are. Yeah, honey, it's I push myself. So if I go to bed and I haven't checked how many steps I've taken, and let's say I look at my watch, or I call it my watch. It is a watch. I've never used it for a watch. I don't even know where the time is on it. I just looking at the it just said July 30th, but there's no time on here. I'll get up and I will do steps right there. If I'm, 100 or 200 or 300 steps away from making a mark that I need to cross over, it's a possibility. I'm just saying, if we wanted to even travel for a lengthier period of time, it would be a very livable situation. This particular RV that my nephew has, it would be a very livable situation. A large slide. The whole living area pushes out, and it's 14 to 16 feet across. My goodness. It's in very good condition. I would repaint it inside. Richard. When I say me, I'm talking Richard. So when he's better and able, paint the inside. And it's a perfect time because guess what? Nobody's living in it. And guess what? There's no furniture in it. 30 feet. 29 or 30. And I can't think of the name of it. It's a 2009 or 11. It's a newer. It's a newer. It looks really good, especially the outside looks great. Mommy long. What's that mean? I don't know that. I don't know what mommy long means. But it's yeah. I was thinking pulling 6 more feet. But it would be more than 6 feet. Be sure to have all the welds checked. I know because who was it? So this one place underneath on a very new RV was horrible. It was horrible. And they had to have it cracked. And it was a new RV, like within 5 years or less of age. And it cracked. The weld cracked underneath. Yes. Axle. Yes, absolutely. It just all has to be in good working order. And obviously. And you can't tell by how good it looks because look, Linda, look at all of the newer RVs. New, expensive. Like I was watching this one couple yesterday and he was like, he said, we put out $50,000 or $60,000. You kind of expect that the door to the bathroom slide correctly. Or that these things that were going wrong right from the get-go. They had a leak. They had a black tank leak from I'm going to say the wrong states, but you're going to get what I'm meaning. From Ohio to Florida. A black tank leak. Asha's rooftop blew back on her newer RV. Oh my gosh. How How does that happen? Yes, I know. They felt horrible, but they didn't know. Here's Richard. Wait, I have to put my protection away. I don't need it. Hold on. Do that kind of off camera. Unlock the door for him. Put something else away. Okay, I'm on the live stream.
Hi.
You want to say hello, honey?
I just did. Hi.
In the camera.
Hi, everybody. Clean my teeth.
Oh boy, isn't that fun?
Gave me instructions for getting the tops pulled
Okay.
and how to do it.
Oh, good.
And that'll get done soon.
I'm glad you got the instructions. All right, so I am going to turn you around. Josh wants to have this, keep the live stream going until we get home because he wants to see how the new, I've got the internet on in here now.
Who set it up? You?
Yeah, I just
Bobby.
had to go and turn it on. It's on my phone.
How about that?
All right, I'm going to turn it around, guys, so you'll just see our little drive through town. And I do apologize that it is, oh, God.
A spill? No. Yeah, no.
I didn't spill the water. Oh, thank God.
No.
All right.
I got to see him next year in January. After my teeth are pulled, I think. They're going to get pulled as soon as I set it up.
All right, so Josh is on here.
Hi, Josh. Sunny boy.
Sunny boy. Yeah, he's our son-in-law. He's more of a peer to us than peer to Brent, you know? It's kind of funny.
Well, he's younger than us.
Well, he's younger than us by 5 years for me, 8 for you. All right, we'll just take you through town. Anyways.
Oh, look at those pillows. We could put them on that.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
We could put them on that
How about,
get some.
Bob, how about we not?
Oh, we could have got some pillows.
No, Linda, I would love an F-250 or...
A 350.
There you go.
Hold on. There's people here.
Yeah, I see.
That's a salesman right there.
Uh-huh.
He was in the dental office selling something.
Okay.
He must have just left.
Okay, so this is kind of in the college area, by the way.
You good here.
And a lot of walkers. We're kind of on the west side of
And we're rollers.
campus. All right. We do have several one-way streets down here. I get a little bit leery. Richard got totaled. A car, our Camry that I loved. My dad bought a new.
That was a 99. That was my Corolla.
The Camry also. So
that was on River Road.
yes, you've got 2 cars totaled. Or you were in 2 cars that were totaled by people smashing into you.
Yeah, jumping out of line, stepping on the gas. That lady was
All
in
right.
a hurry.
We're gonna go through the park.
If she wasn't in such a hurry, I would have got across the street. Came out of nowhere. People signal me.
It is.
Go ahead and go.
It is sunny here today, Linda. It's 82 degrees, which is fine for this area. Yesterday it was like 80 degrees, but it was overcast, and that is no fun. It's very muggy when it's like that. So, Linda, why are you thinking of I can't really watch what you...
Open. What is that?
We're both going to let these people go, me and the driver next to me. Okay, but now I'm going.
You need over there? No.
Nope, I'm going to go through the park.
Oh, well, Parkway.
Yes. And so, what... Muggy's miserable, yes, ma'am.
Let's go to Park Place. Oh, that's Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Which exists in this world, like many of them, especially Ma Bell. But she broke.
Yep. Used to be
And I helped.
in that building right up there.
I helped break Ma Bell.
Do you remember what building, Richard?
Right here.
Yes. Are there must be old people old enough in here to remember what Ma Bell was? Well, that was the building where Ma Bell was. I was a little girl, and I remember my mom going in there to make payments.
Big brick building.
Yep.
A lot of work.
I'm sure there was other businesses as well, but that was the Bell Telephone Company building.
A lot of skill. A lot of bricks.
We've been having really beautiful weather.
Make a house out of it.
Really nice weather.
What is it? Kind of a building already.
I was thinking, Richard, we could go to the park and stop, and I could very potentially get in a full 3,000 steps today.
It's a paving project. 8th Avenue.
There's a lot of paving going on, road work going on in here. I remember the name Ma Bell. Yes.
Bell Telephone.
Cheaper on gas and not as long to drive.
What, using telephone?
No.
Oh.
So, would you get another Toyota? Find another well-kept Toyota that you felt comfortable with? What about like a Class B or something? Building it out yourself. I really wish. I mean, this is delusion, okay? This is delusional, but I really wish
There's Park Police.
that I feel stupid even saying it. I really wish we could travel in a van, just, like in our younger years, okay? Because Richard and I, no problem. But looking at it, like watching Minivan Lee and a couple of other people who travel in their vans, they're just lucky, They look how cheap it is. I'd take a high top van. Yeah, high top van. Of course. But, obviously that's rational. I'm not being rational. And this is our county courthouse right there, Lane County, Oregon, where I got my concealed carry permit in that basement right there.
The sheriff's office was in the basement of it, downstairs, bottom, but I don't know if they're still working.
I think the sheriff is still there. And there's sheriff cars right over there.
I should still have that post, but bulletin board we saw where people got shot. They didn't know who did it.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains, in a motorhome. Old people. They killed them, killed the dog. They had no clue who possibly could have done it.
Was it on the board in there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can look at the sheriff's website, would show that. Oh, okay. I'd build out the van with bunk and extra bed and cooking area.
So there's
I
people
could
out
find
there.
a smaller, Bigfoot RV. Oh, yeah, Bigfoot RV. Well, that's another thing. My nephew is going to be kind of re-insulating the top. When he does the roof, he's re-insulating it.
Oh, is he replacing the roof of the trailer?
When he does, yes. This is, what time is it? Oh, 5:08, of course. No wonder it's so busy right now.
And that's a yellow light. That makes everything right.
So, I was talking about the RV from last night. Having something, well, it's imperative if you want to live any time in it. Now, I tell you what, I do like how Roy and Becky have done their, are using the,
Remember when their awning flew off?
Oh, yes, I remember when the awning blew off. The ACs in the window. So would your son stay at your home? So they're looking. So they're looking for a home on the coast, and so that house needs to be sold if once that happens. That house will be sold. Now, our son-in-law and son would always have a room for us. I mean, it just.
Not you.
You confused me just now. Don't do that, Richard. So they're looking for something that would include us in it. But, you know, I'm sure they would love to see us gone too at times. You know, I mean, I think it's only fair. And I would love to just go places and spend some time. Now we're going down into what's called the Market District, the way I'm going to the park.
Fifth Street Market.
There's a place right up here called the Fifth Street Public Market. And we are going to go there. During the week, we're going to go there and do a video because it's a really cool place. You asshole. Sorry. He just basically ran the the four-way stop. Anyways, it's a really cool area down here. Lots of eateries. Eateries. There's lots of building going on.
That's called the Eateries Bar.
This is on the building that you're going to see being built kind of ahead and to the left. Is that the
You can see
Willamette?
part of it already. Yeah, the Willamette River's over there.
Yep, this is going to be along the Willamette River, and that's where we're headed to go for a walk.
It's not going to be along it. It's right there.
Yeah, not right on it.
Nearby,
yeah. Now, some of them will have good vision.
They can't walk to the river, though. There's a road over there.
There's a path.
Well, they can figure out how to get there.
Yes. It's just a bike path.
It's just a big apartment.
Yeah, it's going to be big apartments. Lots of apartments in Eugene because of this would be considered campus area. Guaranteed, it's marketed to the kids. And to my right, that right there is a Section 8 retiree, senior and disabled people. So you don't have to be older. You could be a disabled younger person. But now we're entering into the park.
We're glad you're all here.
There's a long park system here, and we're about in the middle of it. And I'm thinking, yeah, we'll park down at the playground like normal, and then walk one way or the other.
Like normal people park in the parking lot?
Now, this used to be filled with broken down, battered RVs, campers, buses, you name it. And now they have put
2-hour parking?
Check out, there's nobody behind me. Well, see at 2-hour park, there's a 2-hour parking sign right there.
2-hour limit.
All times of the day and night. You cannot park
in this park.
Nope, not on this main road.
And not in the parking lots. Not overnight.
There used to be in this park when I was little, like under 7, maybe when I was 5 or 6, a small zoo. I know they had a bear.
I remember that.
Richard remembers it. They had a bear.
I think it was right in the air.
A chimpanzee or something, some kind of primate. Where we're going to park is...
not in the zoo.
All right, we'll let you guys go. Move out of the way. Where the people who... It's near the park, the kids' park. It's really nice kids' park, as a matter of fact. They put a lot of money into this. Alright, so you can go ahead. Okay. When you're done, would you get the walker out for me? And then I'll know that's your time when you're ready to go. Alright, let's see who's still here. Probably Linda and Josh, and it looks like there might be one other person here. But anyways, let me turn you back around. All right, so thank you so much for coming along I've got a tank top underneath this shirt. Gonna take, because there's no way I'm gonna go walk and sweat in this. It's not fun time. So it's so sad that the cities and counties are trying to eliminate overnight stay. So what happened, hon, I agree with you, but you can't imagine how bad it's been here for us. Now, well, you probably can, because you live in Phoenix area. But we have had, because of our state, the state of Oregon put out the welcome mat for every drug addict and homeless person on the West Coast. When Oregon basically legalized all drugs. I mean, it didn't matter. All drugs were legal. It brought an element of people, and they were using these. We've had to clean up millions of dollars in parks. Work have had to be done because of the damage, and because our mayor lacks any interest in I'm sorry, there's so many issues involved in it. So I am for a plan. I don't have time to explain it now, because I empathize. I could be a homeless person. Well, Josh Aru, you cleaned the hot tub and it's spotless. Thank you, Josh. That's very kind of you. And I pulled out some leaves from the very bottom. So you want me to move forward a little more? Anyways, it's a complicated problem. And we have a lot of addicts on the streets in this town. I believe there's an answer, but there has to be a will to put the money behind the answer. And the answer does require there be better housing opportunities. Do you know what? So right now, the house I live in that was built when I was 11, 12 years old, something like that, and has not been updated, like updated with the cabinets, and we still have carpet in it that is, anyways, it hasn't been updated. That house could probably sell for not updated $350,000. And if it were updated, it could sell for a whole lot more than that. $450,000. And it cost my parents $30,000. Mainly because they did most of the work. But I'm just saying, there is a price on property. There is a price on property. An apartment here, a one-bedroom apartment, probably average one bedroom is $1,500 to $1,800. Rooms in somebody's house are going for close to $1,000. So Eugene, for many reasons, is got a problem. All right, so I'm gonna go. We're gonna go for a walk in the park, and I'm gonna get my 3,000 steps in today. So thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Stay healthy, stay safe, and please find your passion, because we have no idea what tomorrow brings. Trust me, I've lived through it. I'm living through it. All right, guys, bye. Let's see if I know how to shut this one off. I'm telling you, I have no idea how to shut it off. Yes.